Hello friends, welcome to the lecture. In this lecture, we'll be learning and understanding the concept of reverse charge mechanism. See, this is a very important mechanism in the GST regime. Reverse charge is a mechanism where the recipient of the goods or services is liable to pay GST instead of the supplier. See, as you know, in the normal terms or in the normal cases, normally the supplier of the service makes the payment of GST to the government. For example, if supplier sells any kind of goods to the receiver or the consumer of that goods, then the consumer pays the amount of the goods with the amount of GST to supplier, and supplier deposited the amount of GST through its returns to the government department. Now, but in the case of reverse charge mechanism, as you can understand with the word reverse, this is a mechanism in which the supplier of the service or goods doesn't make the payment of tax to the government. In spite, the receiver of the goods or the consumer of the goods make the payment of GST and deposit with government on behalf of supplier. Now, this is the simple concept, and I hope you are able to bifurcate between the normal charge of mechanism on levy of GST and the reverse charge mechanism on levy of GST. Let's take an example once more. Under reverse charge, if a supplier of GTA, Goods Transport Agency, let's say, gives the service to the recipient A for rupees 20,000, then 20,000 is the base amount. Then the recipient of the service from GTA, the Goods Transport Agency, the recipient will pay only rupees 20,000 to the supplier, and the rest tax amount, that is 1,000 rupees, the recipient will pay the amount of GST, that is 1,000 rupees, under reverse charge mechanism directly to the government department. So now this is about the reverse charge mechanism. And one more thing or one more question that may arise in your mind is, can input tax credit be availed under reverse charge mechanism? Can we take the input tax credit, that is the benefit of the amount that we had paid in spite of the supplier, can we avail the benefit of that tax amount or not? So the answer is yes. The recipient can avail the input tax credit benefit of the amount of GST that he or she has paid under reverse charge on receipt of goods and services by him. So there is no loss to pay the amount of GST under reverse charge mechanism. Now I am taking you over to the tally, and I am just introducing you to the process how we can make the entries in tally under reverse charge mechanism. So as I take the example of, if any company purchases or any consumer purchases from unregistered dealer under reverse charge mechanism, then what will be the steps that we have to follow to make the entries in tally? So firstly, you have to record your purchase from unregistered dealer like we had done in the earlier lectures. Second, you have to create the liability towards your payment. You have to increase the liability, and then the third step is you have to pay the amount of tax, and the last, you have to increase the input tax credit. Obviously, you have to increase your benefit. Now, that's why you can avail the input tax credit. If you will not post the input tax credit, you will not increase that, then you will not be able to adjust or set off your tax amount with the reverse charge mechanism tax amount. Am I clear? You have to follow the simple 4 steps. First, record the entry of your purchases from unregistered dealer. Second, create or increase the liability towards your payments. Third, pay the amount of tax. Fourth, increase the input tax credit so as to set off and take the benefit in the future from your tax amount. So this is all about the reverse charge mechanism in brief, and we will be continuing in the next lecture how to pose the increase in 10.